to Ask the Patient Advocate podcast, where we will discuss all things related to navigating your health. I am Dr. Elena Borrelli, and I'm so excited to talk about such an important topic of private patient advocacy. Managing your health and navigating the healthcare system is challenging, but it's a lot better when we go through it together. Welcome back to a new episode of Ask the Patient Advocate podcast. Today we're talking about something that has quietly transformed healthcare, telehealth. So over the years, I have focused my research and practice on telemedicine and telehealth because I find it so valuable. There is so much room for opportunity to benefit patients with telehealth. For many patients, accessing care can feel like an obstacle course. Long wait times, rushed appointments, time off work, transportation challenges, and sometimes emotional toll of feeling unheard. So telemedicine is not a replacement for in-person care, but when used appropriately, it can be one of the strongest tools patients have to reclaim time, access, and control. So joining me today to discuss telehealth is Christine, a member of our team. Hey, Christine, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Borelli. I think this is a very interesting episode. Yeah, can we start with a basic question that I know I had myself, and I am sure many of our listeners have this same question. What is the difference between, a telemedicine and a telehealth?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, telehealth is essentially like a broader term. It refers to healthcare services that include like non-clinical services, such as a remote patient monitoring, provider training, education, and administrative meetings. Telemedicine is actually more specific and includes remote clinical services like video visits, asynchronous visits, and so forth. So, kind of in a nutshell, telemedicine is a type of the broader term telehealth.
That makes much more sense. Okay, so I know you have lectured and spoken many times in the importance of telehealth. Why do you think is telehealth such a powerful tool for patients, and why do you describe telehealth as, your friend in healthcare?
So, one important reason is that telehealth helps reduce barriers. It offers fast access, flexibility, and convenience, often allowing patients to connect with providers from the comfort of home. And time in healthcare is not just a convenience issue, it's a health issue. Delays can worsen symptoms, increase anxiety, and sometimes lead patients to abandon care altogether. So, telehealth helps reduce those unnecessary waiting and allows for quicker follow ups, medication questions, or symptom updates. It really respects patients' time, and that really matters. It's very important, in my opinion.
I totally agree with that. How does telehealth strengthen patient advocacy?
Great question. One of the overlooked benefits of telehealth is that it allows private patient advocates to support patients in real time, virtually. So, advocates can, or specifically private patient advocates, they can prepare for appointments, organize symptoms and questions, review diagnosis, clarify treatment options, even join telehealth visits as an added layer of support. Or they can also join in person visits just via virtual means to be there to help, smooth the process, decrease the stress level, and have that added layer of support during those visits. Private patient advocacy no longer requires being physically present in an exam room. Virtual platforms allow private patient advocates to work alongside patients regardless of location. We can attend our clients' appointments and advocate for them, regardless of whether the appointment is in person or virtual. It's a huge advantage all around.
That's totally right. Now, who benefits most from telehealth, and how does telehealth improve access for, vulnerable patients?
Telehealth expands access for patients who are often left behind. That includes individuals with mobility limitations, chronic illnesses, compromised immune systems, caregiving responsibilities, limited transportation, rural or underserved locations. It really removes the all or nothing nature of traditional appointments. Patients no longer have to choose between seeing a provider and missing work, arranging childcare, or enduring unnecessary physical strain for a short time. I mean, the other thing is, and I can relate to this myself, as a parent in my 40s, Most of my time, or much of my time, is spent in the car waiting for my kids to get out or dropping them off and things like that. And so that's a great opportunity to schedule a video visit or a telemedicine visit while you're just kind of sitting in that car waiting and kind of getting things done throughout your day that typically would be almost impossible to schedule if you had to drive and go in person. I just think healthcare becomes more flexible and more humane.
Right. Absolutely right. And for patients with ongoing or complex conditions, how does, telehealth help prevent setbacks?
I think it supports continuity care. That's my best kind of response to that. Frequent short check ins help address small issues before they become these big crises. Instead of waiting until symptoms escalate, patients can schedule focused virtual visits for medication adjustments, symptom changes, or care coordination. Earlier communication leads to faster treatment adjustments, fewer emergency visits, improved long term outcomes. And when patients are in their own home environment, they often feel more comfortable asking questions and advocating for themselves.
Right. And there's sometimes a perception that telehealth isn't as, thorough, right? How do you respond to that?
I don't agree with that. But telehealth is not appropriate, I will say, for every situation. It should never replace hands on care when exams, imaging, or procedures are required. But framing it as lesser care, I think, misses the point. The goal isn't fewer appointments, it's better ones. Telehealth can help triage concerns, preparing patients for in person visits, and make those visits more efficient and meaningful. There are also huge benefits for patients conducting visits in the comfort of their own home. Telehealth is a smart addition to healthcare, it's not a downgrade.
I agree with you. And you mentioned that telehealth shifts power back to patients, right? What would you mean by that?
I think it lowers barriers and reduces gatekeeping. It encourages ongoing dialogue rather than crisis driven care. When paired with private patient advocacy, telehealth becomes a bridge, connecting patients to guidance, clarity, and informed decision making. Instead of feeling like healthcare is happening to them, patients become active participants in their care. And that shift changes everything.
Right. And, telehealth isn't just about convenience, it's about access, communication, and empowerment, right?
Exactly. Healthcare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to navigate it alone. At Pathway Patient Advocates, we combine personalized private patient advocacy with telehealth to support and help individuals and families move through today's complex healthcare systems with confidence. For example, from preparing for appointments to coordinating care and advocating for timely treatment, we ensure that your voice is heard, whether that visit happens in an office or on a screen.
Very well said, Dr. Borelli. Well, for anyone looking for help for themselves or for their loved ones, there are so many ways to reach out to us. You can give us a call at 947-517-8395.
Thank you, Christine. It's been a pleasure as always. I hope this conversation helps our listeners feel more confident as they navigate their healthcare journeys. Have a great day. If you have a question for Ask the Patient Advocate, email advocate@pathwaypa.com. Managing your health and navigating the healthcare system is challenging, but it's a lot better when we go through it together.